Hi, everybody. This is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, the Hut. And of course, a little bit of the news that happened on Tuesday about Jacob deGrom. Seems the Mets have begun preliminary contact with Jacob to try to re-sign him for in a long-term deal. It's going to be interesting what the Mets consider long-term for them. Early word is that the Mets are very hesitant, quote unquote, according to Andy Martino of SNY, to offer Jacob a 4-year deal. Knowing his injury history, knowing the fact that he's had these situations where they've had to baby him a little bit in between starts, and worrying about where he is as a pitcher, it seems that the Mets are very hesitant to give him a 4-year deal. I don't blame them. I don't think anybody would blame them. But there's always somebody out there that will give him that contract. It seems that the Braves and the Rangers in particular, have sort of emerged as the other teams in this discussion to sign Jacob. I would be very happy if Jacob were to come back, whereas the Mets would be very happy if he were to come back. But the Mets, like I said in this video, and the title of this video, the Mets are very hesitant to give him a long-term deal because of the injuries. I also feel like, and I said this in a video on Tuesday, I don't feel that he wants to stay here. I don't think it's us as fans. I think he loves the fans here, but I don't think he's in love with the city. He's got a young family, doesn't want them around us. That's just my opinion. I live here in the city. I understand what the deal is here. But it's one of those things you have to sort of look at it very objectively. He's going to be 35 years old next season. He's had multiple injuries. He had a supposed tear in his elbow last year, according to the former president of the Mets, Sandy Alderson, in his elbow last year. He was not happy, Jacob, by those comments. Jacob has not been very happy by the way the Met front office has treated him. However, that is to a certain degree the former regime, the former ownership. It's taken a while for the new ownership to sort of begin a relationship with him in terms of just talking to him and getting to know him and figuring out what he wants for his future and what they want to do. It's seen that over the last 2 months, and probably because he'd been pitching, he seemed to be a little bit more happier about things. Now we know that he did not pitch well in September, even though he came back from the injured list with both guns blazing. He looked about as good as he could possibly look in August. But he struggled in September. He struggled in that series against the Braves. He did not pitch well. Not as well as he should. He had 3 home runs against the Braves. He pitched very gutty against the Padres in the wild card series in Game 2. But he did not look great in September. His stuff was not crisp. His slider didn't have that bite to it. I'm not a big fan of him throwing 100 miles an hour. I was very happy when he was pitching very gutty against the Padres in that final game in the wild card series, because that's really who he really is, not that 100-mile-an-hour guy. I think that's a big reason why the arm is not held up and has been sort of falling apart a little bit. But really, you can understand the Mets' position here. Would you be hesitant to give him a 4-year deal? Would you be hesitant giving him a 3-year deal? I mean, even a 1-year deal, they had him on the 1 year, and you weren't sure when he was going to pitch. And even in the second half in 21, you're like, is he going to come back? There's a lot of murkiness with Jacob. A lot of sort of, I don't know what's going on. But hopefully we'll get a resolution to this decision that he's going to make very soon. Obviously, Thursday is the opening of the free agents. The free agents will begin to sign and will be able to talk to teams that aren't their teams. As we know, we've already seen one major free agent get signed, and that's Edwin Diaz back to the Mets. We have other things to keep an eye on. Keep our eye on Trey Turner. Keep an eye on Brandon Nimmo. The Mets re-sign him. That's going to be tough. So that there's a lot of sort of dominoes that are going to fall here, specifically with the Mets. The Mets have 11 free agents now, so that's a lot. They have the most in Major League Baseball, and probably over half of them, if not 3/4 of them, are probably going to be gone. So just keep that in mind. This Met team is going to be very different in 2023. They're going to be much, much younger too. So just keep that in mind as well. So thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to the Baseball Hut. We'll begin having live streams later on Wednesday. Big show on Thursday with a guest. And a big show with a potential guest on Friday. So thank you, and I'll see you later.